Welcome to the fascinating world of rare U.S. coins, sparkles. Today, we explore the true history of top 6. First up, the 1924 Mercury Dime, a classic American silver coin from the Roaring '20s. Learn the facts behind its design, mint marks, and real collector value, plus the important truth about why a 1924 W mint mark does not officially exist. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned collector, this guide will help you understand what makes this coin special and how to spot authentic history from myths. The 1924 Mercury Dime, officially known as the Winged Liberty Head Dime, is one of the classic silver coins of the United States. Designed by famous sculptor Adolph A. Weinman, this dime features Lady Liberty wearing a winged cap, which symbolizes freedom of thought. Many people mistakenly call it the Mercury Dime because Liberty's winged cap resembles the Roman god Mercury, but the figure is actually Liberty, not Mercury. The coin is composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it both historical and intrinsic metal value. The year 1924 falls within the Roaring '20s, a time of economic growth in America following World War I. However, despite the prosperity of the decade, coin production was relatively low compared to earlier years. In 1924, dimes were struck at only 3 U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark, Denver coins have a D, and San Francisco coins carry an S mint mark. There was no West Point W mint involved in coin production during this period. Production numbers in 1924 were modest. The Philadelphia Mint produced the highest number of dimes, while the San Francisco Mint produced significantly fewer, making the 1924 S Mercury Dime one of the scarcer issues of the series. Because of this lower mintage, 1924 S dimes are much harder to find today, especially in higher grades. Many coins from this year entered circulation and were heavily worn during everyday use. Historically, the Mercury Dime series, 1960–1945, is beloved by collectors because it represents a high point in U.S. coin artistry. The reverse of the coin shows a fasces, symbolizing strength and unity, paired with an olive branch, representing peace. This design reflected America's desire for peace while maintaining strength after World War I. The 1924 dime is a direct product of this era, making it an important historical artifact. Over time, many 1924 dimes were melted due to their silver content, especially during periods when silver prices rose sharply. As a result, surviving examples, particularly those in fine, very fine, extremely fine, or mint state condition, are increasingly difficult to find. Coins with clear details in Liberty's hair, strong wing lines, and sharp fasces bands are especially valued by collectors. Today, the 1924 Mercury Dime holds value not only for its silver content, but also for its historical significance and collector demand. While common circulated examples are not worth millions, high-grade or rare mint-mark versions, especially the 1924 S, can be worth hundreds to thousands of dollars depending on condition. Any coin claimed to be a 1924 W mint mark dime should be examined carefully, as it is not recognized by the U.S. Mint. Next up, the West Point Mint W did not strike coins for circulation in 1928. In fact, the W mint mark did not appear on U.S. coins until 2019. So any claim of a 1928 W dime being original is historically impossible. Now let's break everything down properly so you know the real history, real value, and why people talk about it. Real coin issued in 1928, Mercury Dime. The official dime minted in 1928 is called the Mercury Dime, also known as the Winged Liberty Head Dime. It was designed by Adolph A. Weinman and first released in 1916. The design shows Liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought, not the Roman god Mercury, though collectors commonly use that nickname. Mint marks that actually existed in 1928. In 1928, dimes were struck at only 3 U.S. mints. Philadelphia, no mint mark. Denver, D mint mark. San Francisco, S mint mark. No W mint existed on any 1928 dime. Why 1928 Mercury dimes are special. The year 1928 is important because mintages were relatively low, especially from San Francisco. During this period, fewer coins were produced due to economic slowdowns before the Great Depression. 1928 no mint mark, common but collectible. 1928D scarcer, higher demand. 1928S very popular with collectors, low mintage. Metal composition. All 1928 Mercury dimes are made of 90% silver, 10% copper, weight 2.5 grams. Because of the high silver content, even worn coins have intrinsic silver value, apart from collector value. Value of genuine 1928 Mercury dimes, approx. Worn condition, $3, $6. Fine to very fine, $8, $25. Extremely fine, $40, $100. Uncirculated MS condition, $300, $2,000+. Rare errors or top-grade examples can go much higher. Warning values depend heavily on condition, mint mark, and authenticity. So why do people talk about 1928 W dime? There are 3 main reasons. Fake coins stamped with a W. Altered coins where a mint mark was added later. Internet myths and clickbait videos claiming million-dollar value. Police car light. Any 1928 dime with a W mint mark is either fake or modified and has no official collector value. West Point Mint real history. The West Point Mint became active much later. Founded as a bullion depository in 1937. First circulating coins with W mint mark released in 2019. Famous for gold, silver, and proof coins, not 1920s circulation coins. Final honest conclusion. Heavy a real 1928 Mercury dime is a beautiful and historic silver coin. Crossmark a 1928 W dime does not exist in U.S. mint history. Warning: any claim of a 1928 W mint mark dime worth millions is false. Next up, the 1935 W1 dime is part of the famous winged Liberty Head dime series, commonly known as the Mercury dime. This series was designed by renowned sculptor Adolph A. Weinman and was produced by the United States Mint from 1916 to 1945. Although many people mistakenly believe the portrait shows the Roman god Mercury, it actually represents Liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought. The Mercury dime is considered one of the most beautiful and artistically admired coins in U.S. history, and the 1935 issue holds a special place among collectors. In 1935, the United States was still recovering from the Great Depression, one of the most difficult economic periods in American history. Coin production during this era was closely tied to economic demand, and mints adjusted output accordingly. The W mint mark is widely believed by collectors to represent a special or experimental issue, as no regular circulating dimes were officially struck at a W mint in 1935. Because of this, any 1935 dime carrying a W mint mark is considered extremely rare, controversial, and highly valuable, often discussed in advanced numismatic circles. The obverse front of the 1935 Mercury dime features Liberty's profile facing left, wearing a winged Phrygian cap. The word Liberty appears along the rim, while the phrase "In God We Trust" is split, with "In God" on the left and "We Trust" on the right. The date 1935 is clearly struck at the bottom. On rare specimens with a W mint mark, the mark is typically found on the reverse side, and is believed to indicate a special striking, trial piece, or private mint attribution rather than standard circulation. The reverse back of the coin displays a fasces, an ancient Roman symbol of strength and unity, wrapped with an olive branch, representing peace. This powerful imagery reflects America's desire for stability, unity, and peace during uncertain times. The inscriptions United States of America and one dime appear clearly, along with EPLURIBUSUNUM. On authentic rare examples, the W mint mark would appear near the base of the fasces, a location traditionally used for mint marks during that period. From a metal composition standpoint, the 1935 Mercury dime is made of 90% silver and 10% copper, weighing 2.5 grams with a diameter of 17.9. Because of its high silver content, even common Mercury dimes have intrinsic value. However, a 1935 dime with a W mint mark, especially in excellent or uncirculated condition, can reach extraordinary prices due to its rarity, mystery, and demand among elite collectors. Collectors place extreme importance on condition and authenticity. Coins graded MS65 or higher by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC can command tens of thousands to potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on provenance and verification. Because of its rarity, this coin is often targeted by counterfeiters, making professional authentication absolutely essential. Any genuine 1935 W dime would be considered a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Historically, Mercury dimes represent the end of an era in U.S. coinage. The series was replaced in 1946 by the Roosevelt dime, marking a shift toward more modern designs. The 1935 W Mercury dime, if authentic, stands as a fascinating piece of American monetary history, connecting artistic beauty, economic hardship, and numismatic mystery into a single small silver coin. In conclusion, the 1935 W Mint Mark 1 dime is not just a coin. It is a symbol of rarity, historical intrigue, and immense collector value. Its association with the Great Depression era, its stunning design, and the mystery surrounding the W Mint mark make it one of the most talked about and desirable dimes among advanced numismatists. If someone truly possesses an authentic example, it should never be sold casually, as its historical and financial value could be truly life-changing. Next up first, it's very important to understand that there was no W, West Point, mint mark used on U.S. dimes in 1929. The West Point Mint did not strike circulating coins in 1929, and the W mint mark was not used at all during that time. So, if someone claims to have a 1929 W mint mark dime, it is either a misunderstanding, a private alteration, or misinformation. Now let's talk about the real and historically correct 1929 1 dime, which is officially known as the Mercury dime. The 1929 Mercury dime, historical background. The 1929 U.S. 1 dime belongs to the famous Mercury dime series, officially called the Winged Liberty Head dime. It was designed by Adolph A. Weinman and first issued in 1916. The design symbolizes liberty of thought, shown by Lady Liberty wearing a winged cap, which many people mistakenly call Mercury, giving the coin its popular name. The year 1929 was historically significant because it marked the beginning of the Great Depression. Although the famous stock market crash happened late in the year, the U.S. economy was already showing signs of instability. Coins minted during this period represent the final years of American prosperity before economic collapse, making them historically meaningful. Mint marks that actually exist for 1929 dimes. In 1929, dimes were minted at 3 U.S. mints only. No mint mark, Philadelphia Mint. D mint mark, Denver Mint. S mint mark, San Francisco Mint. Backhand index pointing right, there is no official 1929 W mint mark dime. The Philadelphia Mint produced the largest number of dimes, while Denver and San Francisco mintages were lower, making some versions more collectible today. Design and metal composition. The 1929 Mercury dime is made of 90% silver, 10% copper. It weighs 2.5 grams and has a reeded edge. On the reverse side, the coin features a fasces, a bundle of rods with an axe, symbolizing strength and unity, along with an olive branch representing peace. This combination reflected America's desire for stability during uncertain times. Historical importance of the 1929 dime. The 1929 dime is especially meaningful because it was minted just before the Great Depression fully unfolded. Many of these coins circulated heavily during the 1930s, used by ordinary Americans struggling through hard economic times. Because of this heavy circulation, high-grade examples are much harder to find today. Collectors value the 1929 dime not only for its silver content, but also for its connection to one of the most dramatic economic turning points in U.S. history. Value and collectability today. While a 1929 dime is not worth millions, it can still be valuable, especially if it is in excellent condition. It has full bands FB on the fasces. It has a Denver D or San Francisco S mint mark. Silver value, rarity, and condition all play a role. Many collectors actively search for well-preserved examples because surviving high-quality coins are increasingly scarce. Final truth about 1929 W mint mark dime. To be 100% clear, cross-mark 1929 W mint mark dimes do not exist officially. White heavy checkmark 1929 Mercury dimes P.D.S. are real and collectible. Warning: any W mark on a 1929 dime is not original to the U.S. Mint. Next up, there is no official 1940 U.S. dime with a W mint mark. In 1940, the United States did not use the W West Point mint mark at all. The West Point Mint did not place a W mint mark on coins until 1996, starting with the famous 1996 W Roosevelt dime made for the Mint's 50th anniversary. So if you are seeing or hearing about a 1940 W mint mark dime, it is either a misread mint mark, a damaged or altered coin, or false information spread online. Now let me give you the full real history of the 1940 U.S. dime, which is still an important and collectible coin. 1940 U.S. dime, full history, long explanation. The 1940 United States dime is officially known as the Mercury dime, even though it does not actually depict the Roman god Mercury. The coin was designed by famous sculptor Adolf A. Weinman and was first issued in 1916. By 1940, the Mercury dime had already become one of the most admired and artistic coins in American history, symbolizing freedom of thought and strength during a difficult era. The obverse front of the 1940 dime shows a young Liberty wearing a winged cap, which many people mistakenly thought was Mercury, hence the popular nickname. The wings represent freedom of mind, a powerful idea at a time when the world was moving toward World War II. The reverse back displays a fasces, a bundle of rods with an axe, wrapped in an olive branch, symbolizing unity, strength, and peace. Mint locations for the 1940 dime. In 1940, dimes were struck at 3 U.S. mints only. 1940 Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark. 1940 D Denver Mint, D mint mark. 1940 S San Francisco Mint, S mint mark. Crossmark: no 1940 W dime exists. Any coin claiming to be 1940 W is not an official U.S. Mint product. Historical background. The year 1940 was a tense time globally. Europe was already at war, and the United States was preparing economically and militarily. Silver coins like the 1940 dime were part of everyday life, used for groceries, transport, and daily expenses. These dimes were made of 90% silver and 10% copper, giving them real intrinsic value even today. Because silver was still abundant, millions of 1940 dimes were minted. This makes most circulated examples common, but high-grade and era coins can still be valuable. Value and collectability. A normal circulated 1940 Mercury dime is usually worth more than face value due to its silver content. However, circulated condition, modest value. Uncirculated/mint state right arrow, higher value. Full bands FB, on the reverse right arrow, premium value. Mint errors, potentially very valuable. Coins falsely claimed as 1940W, selling for millions, are not real and are often used in misleading videos or posts. Common confusion about W mint mark. Many people mistake a damaged D, a scratch surface, or a tool mark for a W. Others confuse the 1940 dime with the 1996 W Roosevelt dime, which is real and rare, but from a completely different design and era. Final truth. Heavy checkmark. The 1940 Mercury dime is a beautiful and historic silver coin. Crossmark. A 1940 W dime does not exist. Warning: claims of 1940 W dime worth millions are false.